I was supposed to be the happiest woman alive, but within hours, I became a captive. A prisoner in the middle of nowhere. And the worst part? My captor was nothing like I expected. The day started as a fairy tale. "Grace, get down." A strong arm yanked me away. My dress was perfect. My groom stood at the altar, and our future felt certain. But life has a cruel sense of humor. The moment we stepped out of the chapel, chaos erupted. My world spun as I hit the ground, shielded by a man I had never seen before. "Who are you?" I stammered, my heart pounding. He smirked. "The man who just turned you from a bride into a ransom." The forest was cold, dark, and terrifying. My hands were bound, my dress torn, and my life, for the first time, completely out of my control. "I'm thirsty," I whispered, my throat dry. "I don't care," he replied, barely glancing at me. "When your rich Welsh men pay $100,000, you'll be free." I clenched my jaw. "Why do you think I wanted to run away sooner?" I muttered. His brow lifted. "Huh. Feisty little bride." He thought I was weak, helpless. But he had no idea this bride grew up on a ranch. I could handle knots with my eyes closed. I just needed to bide my time. By nightfall, hunger gnawed at me. He caught me eyeing his makeshift bow. "Planning to hunt a squirrel with that, cowboy?" I teased, trying to mask my fear. He chuckled. "Cowboy? That's new." I watched as he lit a fire, roasting what little food he had. He didn't share at first. Then, with a sigh, he tore a piece and tossed it to me. "You know, for a kidnapper, you're not great at being heartless," I muttered, biting into the food. He looked at me for a long moment, then smirked. "Don't push your luck." We sat in silence, the fire crackling between us. Then, unexpectedly, he spoke. "Why did you say you wanted to run?" I hesitated. "Because some men love control more than love itself." A shadow crossed his face. "I get it." For the first time, I saw something different in his eyes. Something forbidden. Something even he didn't want to believe. The next morning, I woke to find him sharpening a knife. My heart pounded. Was this it? But then, he cut the bindings off my wrists. I looked at him confused. "Why?" He shrugged. "Just don't run." I had every reason to. I should have. But instead, I stayed. We talked more that day. About our pasts, our dreams. "I always wanted to move to the city," I admitted. "Become rich. Escape small-town life." He chuckled. "So how'd you end up with a guy like him?" "Guess I'm just irresistible," I said, grinning. He laughed. "You're funny." For the first time since my abduction, I saw warmth in his eyes. Something was changing. Something neither of us could deny. By dusk, I knew I had an opportunity. He had let his guard down. I could escape. But as I stood at the edge of the clearing, my hands free, my heart raced, not with fear, but with hesitation. "Hey," he called out. "You looking for something?" I turned back slowly. "Let's make a deal." He smirked. "I won't bite, but don't try to run either." I wasn't sure if I was still his captive or if I was choosing to stay. Like stories full of suspense, love, and unexpected twists? Subscribe to The Unseen Edges for more thrilling tales.